I mean, Daniel, your thoughts on this? Because that's a lot of attackers, but obviously not only one of them in single figures at the moment, which is Mohamed Kudus. But clearly, there's still a lot of goals spread all around. Why do we struggle to get them scoring? Because clearly there are goals in there. 52 goals from the players we have named in this squad.
Yeah, we have very good attacking players who can score if given the right system to operate in. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like Chris Hughton is interested in opening up to allow them to express their attacking side. And that's what we've seen. That's what we are seeing today. That's what we saw last month, the month before. And even before he took over, it's been like that with the Black Stars for a while. They said we are just a bit too stale when it comes to attacking football. And I really don't understand why. Because most of the time, you look at your squad, you look at where your strength lies, and then you play to your advantage. And when you look at the squad of players we have, the profile of players we have, as Karim said, we've named the most attackers as compared to the rest of the teams that we have. So even in terms of naming players for the competition, we have a lot of attackers who are doing really well per the 52 goals that we've seen them score at their club level.
But connecting them to the ones who should create for them.
It's just not working out. And for me, it's a bit problematic because we really don't have an excuse. We really don't have an excuse. Honestly, not to be playing much better than we are and not to be getting these guys to at least perform to the level that we know they know how to. So it's a bit problematic. You look at Kudus with double figures, look at what Iñaki is doing at Bilbao, look at Bukari, look
even
Sowa. But when they come to the Black Stars, it's just, you see, the problem is they don't even get chances. That's the thing. It's not like they are getting chances and they are misfiring. We are not even creating opportunities for us to say that, okay, fine, this person is a bad finisher or this person can't score goals. We are not even creating the chances in the first place. And that is down to the system.
When I watch Iñaki, Daniel, I feel very frustrated. Listen, look, and I don't get frustrated when I'm watching for the Blaster. I get frustrated when I'm watching for Bilbao.
Yeah.
When I see what he's doing there, and I ask myself, why is it just not working? Because it almost looks like, honestly, even for Kudus Mohamed, you're very well documented on your concerns about where he plays, especially with the Black Stars. But even with that, somehow, he seems to be the only player whose Black Stars form somehow correlates to his club form, in that he scored the most goals since he made his debut. Mm-hmm. So in a way, we can say his forms correlate.
He's the best out of the terrible.
Thank you. But even with that, there's still some very big issues there trying to get him to perform at his optimal. Honestly, we've talked about, and it looks like we keep beating like a water drum. It's almost as if we've said it over and over and over again, and it's become so boring. But seriously, what is the issue with our midfielders and our attackers not connecting? Is it just the issue of the double DM, or is it an issue of even profiles? We don't necessarily have ball carriers or creative players, or is it a systematic issue?
It is for me a lot of things, a lot of factors.
Because I'm struggling to pin it on one thing.
There isn't one. It comes from different sides, and that is how difficult it is now for every Ghanaian football fan and everybody who wants to think around the Ghana Black Stars. Because one, it is coaching. Because the manager has to develop a framework where he's developed the framework and is now asking himself who fits where. And if he doesn't have the players to fit where, then he adjusts that framework to suit what he's got. But it almost appears that what we've known Chris for is nothing like we've seen of him with the Black Stars. And the first place I'll start with is our defense. Because I've said it before, if we could trust our defense going into the AFCON, surely I'm not worried, because at the tournament, the first thing you want to avoid is goals. And you're playing in a 24-team competition where finishing third is not the worst of places to be. Mm-hmm. And we saw Portugal finish third to go on and live the Euros in 2016.
Of course. You just need to get out of the group.
So if Ghana is, right, there's a big difference between, Angel Di Maria is a typical winger when he was in his heyday. Mohamed Salah, to speak, has never been a winger. He's always operated as a forward. Yeah. So the position that he picks as a forward player is very different from what he would do if he played as a winger.
Yeah.
What Inaki Williams has done and excelled at his club is to play as a forward. I'm not going to say he's not going to backtrack to help his defenders, but of course, the movements and the roles he picks as a forward player is very different. The freedom he's got is different, right? So it's just the wrong
spaces he occupy are
different. It's just the wrong profiling of the players that are going to fit in whatever framework the manager has got. And that is where
in terms of profiling, you're 100% spot on, because if you're doing proper profiling of this Black Star squad, you would say we are going to this AFCON with one striker.
Of course, we are going to the AFCON with one out-and-out striker.
Yeah.
Jonathan Sowa is the only centre forward. And that, again, and when we also spoke about the fact that our players have got a lot of goals in them, at times, the reason why these players score is because of the bait other teams take. So when you look at Inaki Williams and what he does, and when Grisetta is the striker and is exiting position for him to fill it in, it's different from when we don't have an out-and-out striker and we're expecting Inaki to play out wide and do what he does with Bilbao, when the framework is very different, you know. And so a lot of things has to come together for the Black Stars. And at times, we've also been unlucky, and luck also has to be on our side at times for us to get the result that is needed.